It's not a war of bullets, not yet, but it's already a war of control. Right now, beneath the calm waters of the Indian Ocean and the South China Sea, a silent battle rages on. A battle for supremacy, resources, alliances, and the very future of Asia. India and China are racing to dominate the Indo-Pacific, and the outcome will shape the world's balance of power. Who's winning? Who's bluffing? And what does it mean for you? Before we dive into this high-stakes maritime showdown, make sure you subscribe to Strategic Vanguard, where we decode global power plays from an Indian perspective. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a mission-critical update. And if you find this kind of content valuable, give this video a like. It helps us reach more strategic minds like yours. The Indo-Pacific is more than a stretch of ocean. It's the economic lifeline of the world. Over 60% of global trade and 40% of global GDP flows through this region. This includes critical energy supplies from the Middle East to East Asia, as well as vital commercial goods between Asia, Africa, and the West. But the Indo-Pacific is also a geopolitical fault line, where democracies and authoritarian regimes collide. The rise of China has disrupted the status quo, and India is emerging as a counterweight. The two nations are locked in a high-stakes strategic contest, one that spans naval expansion, strategic alliances, technology races, and even infrastructure diplomacy. China's maritime ambitions aren't random. They are driven by a strategic worldview called the two-ocean strategy. The goal? To dominate both the South China Sea and the Indian Ocean region, and eventually become a global naval superpower. China's String of Pearls is a series of military and commercial bases stretching from the Chinese coast to the Persian Gulf. Each pearl, whether it's Gwadar in Pakistan, Hambantota in Sri Lanka, or Djibouti in East Africa, serves a dual-use purpose: trade today, military presence tomorrow. The Fujian-class carrier, with its electromagnetic catapults and advanced radar systems, shows China's shift from regional defense to power projection. With over 350 warships, including nuclear submarines and stealth destroyers, China's navy has become the largest in the world. But numbers aren't everything. China is also investing in undersea surveillance networks, anti-submarine drones, and satellite-guided missile systems to create an A2AD, anti-access area denial bubble, designed to keep enemy forces out of its sphere of influence. India's maritime strategy is evolving fast, not as an aggressive expansion, but as a defensive assertion of regional leadership. The Indian Navy's doctrine emphasizes being a net security provider in the region. This means protecting sea lanes, deterring aggression, and supporting friendly navies in the Indian Ocean region. INS Vikrant, India's first indigenously built aircraft carrier, represents more than pride. It's a signal of industrial maturity and blue water ambitions. Alongside INS Vikramaditya and the nuclear-powered Arihant-class submarines, India is slowly building a triad of surface, subsurface, and aerial dominance. More importantly, India holds the geographic edge. Its Andaman and Nicobar command sits near the Malacca Strait, through which 80% of China's energy imports pass. This natural choke point gives India leverage few other nations possess. India is also rapidly expanding its partnerships, from base access agreements with the US, France, and Australia, to naval logistics pacts with Southeast Asian nations. While China builds hard power, India builds resilient alliances. Geography is India's strongest weapon in the Indo-Pacific. The Indian Ocean is India's backyard, and key islands like Lakshadweep and the Andamans form an arc of surveillance over strategic choke points. Let's break it down. The Malacca Strait is China's Achilles heel. Any disruption here cripples its oil and trade supplies. Diego Garcia, under U.S. control, and India's INS Baz in the Nicobars can monitor deep-sea activity and maritime traffic 24/7. India's pact with Seychelles, Mauritius, and Oman allows it to deploy assets across the western Indian Ocean, keeping China's ambitions in check. Meanwhile, China's overseas bases lack proximity and face political resistance. Its Djibouti base is surrounded by Western influence, and its ports in South Asia face growing pushback. Naval dominance isn't just about warships, it's about relationships. India's biggest asset is its diplomatic capital. Through frameworks like the Quad, IORA, and Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative, India is shaping the narrative of the region as one of cooperation and free access. In contrast, China is increasingly seen as coercive. It uses debt diplomacy, offering huge infrastructure loans through the Belt and Road Initiative, only to seize strategic ports when repayments default. India offers an alternative: capacity building, naval training, humanitarian assistance, and disaster relief. When a cyclone hits, it's usually Indian naval vessels that show up first in the Maldives or Sri Lanka, not Chinese ones. India's diplomatic strategy is to be the first responder, trusted partner, and responsible power, while letting China carry the burden of suspicion. So who's ahead? On paper, China leads in size, speed, and shipbuilding. It's producing destroyers, carriers, and submarines at breakneck pace. But India has time, geography, and alignment with the world's major democracies. It has high-quality tech, experienced officers, and unmatched access to critical sea lanes. And most importantly, it is not feared by its neighbors. China's rise may be faster, but it's also fragile. India's rise is slower, but more stable, decentralized, and trusted. In the next decade, the winner may not be the one with the most ships, but the one with the right mix of deterrence, diplomacy, and strategic discipline. In the end, it's not about warships or submarines, it's about vision. Will India rise as the democratic maritime power Asia needs? Or will China dominate the blue waters unchecked? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more deep dives like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay sharp, stay strategic. Jai Hind.